Hey, I'm Tom from Flash Gits.
I think just you should do it. I think it's dumb. And I'm Don from
But
Flash.
how are they gonna know?
And
How are they
with
gonna know
us,
your voice?
Are
Are you gonna say hello or something?
I'm Meat Canyon from Flash Gits. We're leaving that in, Don. That's how you're gonna introduce yourself this time. I'm sorry, but it's too much of an opportunity. We can't.
Yeah, and you're Meat Canyon from Flash.
And I am Meat Canyon from Flash Gits. Did I say Flash Gits or did I say Cream Crew? You know what? I'd like to say that I'm the unofficial third member of Flash Gits at this point.
I would consider you our strategical advisor.
I'm the fucking battle planner or something like that, or like something along those lines.
You're like the Suge Knight. If me and Don are Biggie and Tupac, you're Suge Knight.
That's horrible. Okay, so I'm going to give Easy-E AIDS and all sorts of stuff. I'm a terrible person. Okay,
wait,
good.
What? Did he give him AIDS?
Yeah,
He just
that was the whole thing.
Injected Eazy-E?
That was the whole thing of Jimmy Kimmel. Is that he hired some guy? He said to have a syringe filled with AIDS blood, and he stuck it with Eazy, and that's why Eazy got AIDS.
That can't be true.
Well, what about Jimmy Kimmel? What are you talking about?
Jimmy Kimmel gave Eazy-E AIDS.
No, Suge Knight did. Suge Knight said.
I know. I'm not that stupid.
Okay,
but is that actually true?
I don't know. I think
that sounds like nonsense.
Yeah, I think it might be nonsense. I think that it's like one of those things of like old rapper trying to act like tough and shit on live, on television or something. But I mean, I know it wouldn't surprise me, I guess is what I should say, if I found out that was true.
Yeah, I mean, Suge Knight is a fucking psychopath. Didn't he hang Vanilla Ice out of a window and like threaten him over fucking, I don't know, like royalties or some shit?
I think so. Yeah, I think he hung him upside down out of a window. Yeah, by his feet or some shit.
Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice. Yeah. Hey, you wanna?
He's so tall. He looks so tall. It'd be really hard to like hang. He's like a really tall.
I feel like I'm about to disabuse you of your. You feel like you've got a natural inability to be hung out of a window. You're like, well, I'll never be hung out of a window.
Well, I am tall. If you're taller than the person hanging you, it just seems kind of awkward, you know. But
yeah, no, I'm sure it was, but Suge Knight got it done.
Managed. Yeah.
In any case,
I don't really even know. Like,
didn't your old man like take you to a? Did we already talk about this on the podcast? Didn't your old man take you to like a metal venue and just fucking eviscerated you because you had like you made a band as a kid and he just sold you out?
Well, the thing was I was like 12, maybe like middle school type deal. And me and my friends were like, we should form a band because that's what everybody thinks at some point.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah,
it's a ritual.
We should form a band. I don't know how to play an instrument. I'm not a good. I mean, I don't think at that time I've hit my puberty yet. So I'm like, yeah, let's do a band. I'll be the bassist or something like that. So then we were hanging around at my friend's house, and all of a sudden we had the fantastic idea of naming the band the Royal Flush, which was an amazing band name for a bunch of 12-year-olds. And
was the toilet humor intentional, or it was complete serious?
No,
like,
I think it was supposed to be like a gambling reference, kind of like the Ace of Spades, except gay. was the deal. And also because I think that we had the exact number of people to like be each card.
Oh, to make it. Which card were you, Hunter?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we ever assigned them. I mean, if I had to guess though,
he definitely knows.
Whoever's the gay one would have been the queen, right?
Oh, that's right.
But
I was the 6 of clubs.
Yeah, I was the ace. No,
there's kind of a gay connotation with every last single one. Like I don't think there's a cool.
No, well, see, that's the problem, Don. Is that people are like, yeah, I'm the king. And he's like, I wish I was the king. At least I'm the jack. And there's like one kid that's like, I'm the queen or something like that. And it's like the any adult or any rational person could have come out of the shadows and just been like, children, you're all so gay. Like there's no.
Where was your guiding figure?
Yeah. But anyways, I told my dad, and I was like, yeah, hey, I'm thinking about starting a band with my friends. And he's like, what? Why? And I was like, we just really want to do it. He's like, well, what? He's like, well, hey, every good band has to have a good band name. What's your band name? And I was like, the Royal Flush. And immediately right there, as soon as you start talking to people that aren't in your circle of like of your fantasy. You're like, hey, it's a royal flush. That's actually what it was called. And he was like, damn. He's like, damn, that sounds good. He's like, yeah. He's like, oh, I'm excited to see your guys' first. When's your first show? I was like, well, we just conceived the idea today. And he's like, oh, well, it'll be before too long. You guys will be playing McBowl, which is just a bowling alley in the town over that like really shitty like local rap groups and shit play at. But anyways, cut to like 9 months later. Way out of there. So this idea, obviously, after this week was scrapped. I mean, like, nothing came of it, obviously. Even I believe my father should have known that it's like nothing. I mean, he probably did know. But the first time I ever saw Metallica, so this is like 2008 on the Death Magnetic tour, and we stopped they're playing it at the Sprint Center, which is like the Kansas City's, arena thing. And we stop at this gas station right outside the city, and my dad gets out of the car, and he's been wearing this flannel all day. And he's like, hey, I want to take a picture outside the side of this gas station. And I was like, oh, why? It was a disposable camera too. My dad was so late to the fucking cell phone game. So the only cell phone he had was those obnoxious construction worker walkie-talkie phones that were indestructible. I don't know if you ever remember those. I don't know if those ever went overseas, but do you remember those at all? The small fucking black ones?
My dad had one of the first cell phones that was a brick, a literal brick.
In your car?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that. It was the kind of the shape of an old flip phone, except it was just indestructible. It was kind of the gimmick. It was a working man's phone type deal. But anyways, I mean, he was just sitting there, and he had a disposable camera, and his girlfriend at the time was like, "All right, line up." And we were outside the gas station. He unbuttons his shirt, and he's like, "Yeah," he's like, "Just got this baby off the press last night," which 100% I think is true. I think that he thought of the idea to embarrass me at the show the night before and did it. Because it was a simple white shirt with black text that any fucking person could have done. He did not go to I was like, why did you do this? He's like, oh, no, I got it made. I'm like, no, you did not get it made. You did this yourself. It will look terrible. And it said, I support the royal flush, just in black font on a white shirt. And I was like, why? I was like, well, I just don't understand. He's just like, oh, just letting people know that I know what's going on, just supporting my son. And I was like, God damn it, Dad, just why? And the whole night we would go, he would be sitting there and he's just shit-faced and he's talking with the guy behind him. Metallica plays Ride the Lightning. It starts in, or no, they start with Fire with Fire. And my dad is back. I mean, it was kind of cool. He was looked like he was 14 again because my dad actually saw Metallica at 13 or 14, however old I was, the same time in 84 opening for Ozzy or whatever.
Holy
so
shit.
It was kind of a cool deal.
Awesome.
But yeah, he was drunk and all the other old guys around him were just fucking fight fire with fire. And he clapped the guy's hand behind him very bro fist-ish. And he was like, by the way, this is my son's band. You should check it out sometime. The guy's like, I will. And my dad would look at me and be like, stuff. And then my dad was about halfway through the set, because Metallica plays fucking 3-hour-long shows or whatever, but we're walking to the bathroom because my dad's like, gotta take a piss and grab another beer. He's just shit-faced by this point. We go into the bathroom and every single guy that's in there is just shit-faced, and they'll come up to him damn, what the hell's the royal flush? And he's like, it's my son's band. He's really trying to strive to do great things. Really just hammering in. And he make sure and be like, that's him. That's the guy. And they'd be like, do you play instruments? And I'd just, no, I don't. he's like, he's learning fast. It's gonna be a big deal. I'm like, God damn it. So
Hunter,
yeah.
it is a true miracle that you have amounted to anything with that kind of downwards pressure on you at all times.
It was just absolute. It felt like such an effort. It felt like such a thing of being there was a decision at some point, and probably a drunken stupor, that my dad was like, oh. I remember my son's really gay band name, and I'm gonna make a shirt, and I'm gonna make it very public tomorrow, and it's gonna be very funny. And at some point, you have to appreciate it. You have to just be like, that was good. He got me pretty good.
Well, that's the thing. I think they've identified a trend with successful people that they tend to have like one like shitty or at least distant parent. You know what I mean? So if anything, he did you a favor.
Did it? Thanks, Dad.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Daddy. I appreciate it. I don't know. It was just I just remember like a couple of days later we were like laughing really hard about it and stuff. It was just like so embarrassing though at the time. You know what I mean? It's like such a calculated like that like that night was the only night that he would probably ever wear that shirt, and it was just such like a fucking burn the whole time, the whole night.
So he came out and said, "Yes, I did this to humiliate you." Like he
no,
I think it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
I remember
you said he was laughing with him a couple days later.
Yeah, like a couple days later, we were sitting there eating dinner, and like I was just like, I remember asking him, I was like, why did you make that shirt? Because at the time I couldn't ask him because he was just shit faced. I remember like his girlfriend at the time picked us up outside the show, and she's like, "How was it?" And he was just like, he just passed out in the car, and I was like, "It was good." But the couple days later, I was like eating dinner, and I was like, "Just like why did you do that?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, he's like, I wrote down your band name because I laughed really hard at it, and I put it in my shop, and I just found it recently." And he's like, and I had one of those kits, and he's like, I guess he had one of those kits to where it's like an iron-on thing, or because I think it is a work. You like you can iron on stuff to like your safety vest and stuff of like titles or whatever the fuck it is. And he was like, "Yeah, I just had a white shirt and thought I would support the troops." And I was like, "You're a dick." It's like you're an asshole. He's like, "Yeah."
My fucking old man used to do not to that degree, not that like sociopathic degree, but he used to do shit to try and embarrass me. Like when I would come out of college, not university, so like the ages of, I don't know, 17, 18 or whatever, 16, I don't know. But I'd come out, like, and wait for my pickup, and it was always fine if it was my mum, but if it was my dad, like, my dad, you might have seen him in the video, he's a fairly rotund man. He seems very
cute. He seems what I would think that like a good, like in the movie, he is the positive dad. That's what it looks like to me.
No, he's fucking great. Like he's always been awesome. But he would like, I don't know how he did it without literally falling out of the car, but it was like he could extend his whole body from the waist up out of the car horizontally, and he would like wave at me very effeminately and be like, Tommy Wummy, it's Daddy! Daddy's here! And there's all these fucking like girls near, and I'm just like, oh man. And I would have to do my little sulking walk to the car, get in and hide my head as people laughed at me.
Yeah, I was gonna say like my dad rarely picked me up from school just because I was walking distance. But when my mom would pick me up from school, she would always, especially if she dropped me off in the morning, especially if I was being like a little fucking prick, like if I was being a dickhead or something, I'm like, yeah, whatever, I got it. She would like roll down the window, really like she'd roll down the window and I'd be like, God damn it, and she would like honk the horn and like lay on it for a second. And she'd be like, she would sing this deal just to be super fucking obnoxious and annoying. She'd be like, Hunter, love you, or whatever like that. And I was like, you dumb bitch. Like I wanted to fucking kill you so much. But yeah, it was always really funny at that shit.
Do you think you're gonna carry on this lineage of abuse to your own children?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a very key that it's like, honestly, your children are just there so you can fuck with them. Like, that's like kind of, that's what bonds a family together. My mom, when I was a child, my mom would sprint past me. I'm 5, okay? She would sprint past, she would park the car in the driveway and she would sprint up the steps and go and hide in the fucking house. And then I would like walk up because I'm scared and I'd be like, Mom? And I would just hear her growling. She would just growl. And I was like, okay, Mom. And I know she's in the same spot every time. And I'd be like, all right, Mom. And she would say, she'd basically be like, come down here. And I'd be like, no, I don't want to. And she would just always, they would scare the shit out of me and they would enjoy it. They would laugh their asses off all the time. And I'm like, that I will have to have my vengeance, and I will do that on my own children.
Yeah, it's like when a kid gets fucking diddled with, like they end up diddling their own children. You're just passing on the cycle of abuse.
It's good old fashioned family fun, is what it is.
It's good old fashioned hazing.
Wouldn't you say that if it was abuse though? Like, can't you kind of imagine that you would?
Yeah, no, I think there's times where it's malicious, but it, like, I mean, with my family, it was always like I was always raised of like. Whenever my mom would walk down the hallway, we would always be like, we can hear her pig hoofs clacking on the floor. And it's like, that was our relationship of like, we would always just like, kind of like pick at each other and do shit like that. But it was always like, I don't know, there was like a family bonding over that because everybody was just kind of joking around all the time. And it was like, it wasn't even so much of like a frat guy thing of like, oh, like look at Hunter, he's fat. And you're just like, okay, like that's not really funny. It would always be like when I was younger, my dad would call me Button. And that was just because he was like, because I had a button between my legs, because I was a child and I had a small dick. But he would say that all the time. So he'd be like, yeah, this is Button. And I'd be like, my name's actually Hunter. I would say that as a child. My name's actually Hunter. He's like, hey, good old Button.
You had to grow up quick, huh, bud?
Yeah, I was just being like, no, actually, just to be completely fair.
Pleased to meet you.
Just to be completely fair, my name is Button. But because of that too, I honestly think I was a very well-versed kid of like very respectful, especially like opening doors for people. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. That kind of stuff.
Dude, I had that without the fucking like mental abuse. I don't know if it was a prerequisite.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was like, it definitely wasn't like Children of the Corn creepy where I was like wearing button-ups and I was like, hello, sir. You know, I'm like, let me get the door for you or something like that. It was just, I don't know, there was like I was always taught like a base level of respect for just like, I don't know, strangers and shit. I don't know if it's like a Midwest hospitality type thing, but that has always transferred.
No, I think that's just
today.
normal, man. I don't think you needed the added abuse with it to like make you respectful.
Man, we got in trouble for saying ain't. I just remember.
Did you?
Yeah.
See, to me,
it's even worse. I had the cool Backstreet Boys VHS tape from Burger King, and that's where I learned the word ain't from.
Ain't nothing but
a yeah.
Don't pretend like you don't know the words. You cut off real short.
Yeah, well,
as soon as I did.
We established we both know the song.
No, I stopped because I didn't know the lyrics. You stopped because you realized.
Ain't nothing but a heartache. Ain't nothing but a
heartache, right?
Yeah.
And you said ain't, and what happened then?
Yeah, my mom was just upset. It's funny to think about parents because they really don't know what they're doing, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, as like a kid, you're like, okay, well, you are the professional. Everything you say is correct.
You were right. I should be written up for this offense.
Yeah, but
I
I just vividly remember sitting at the dinner table with my brother, and she was like, you guys can't say ain't. I didn't raise
no fucking...
well, no.
Queers.
Without the accent, it was really I didn't raise people like Hunter. You know,
yeah. I didn't raise. We
are northern people. We are respectable and polite, and we don't say ain't because I don't know.
Did she say that? Like, you know, your mom sounds like the fucking like bitch in school. That's like the like smart third grade girl who's like, "Ain't's not a word, so ain't a word, so I ain't gonna say it." Remember that phrase? People used to say that shit.
God, no. Someone would get beaten up if they said that shit.
It was always like a snobby white girl because you would always be like, yeah, I don't know. Somehow ain't came in. It's hard to think of an example of how ain't comes in whenever you're like trying to think of how you can use it in a sentence.
I ain't about it.
Yeah, or something. Yeah, I can imagine a third grader say that. I ain't about it. I'd love to see a third grader say that. You want to go to lunch? I ain't about it. But anyways, usually a girl would pop out and be like, ain't a word, so I ain't gonna say it. And you're always like, shut the fuck up, Sydney.
Surely the like obvious retort is you just said it twice, you dumb cunt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, probably. I mean, as a third grader, I was like, I guess you're right.
I don't know. We just didn't have that one. Maybe they were leading the charge a little harder down south to try to scrub the...
Why is that supposed to be a Civil War? Is that supposed to be a callback?
Exactly. We're trying to erase your
heritage.
Difference.
Heritage, not hate. Am I right, fellas?
That's right.
To be fair, I was right on the line. I was right. You know, Missouri's right on was right on the line of the Union side and the Confederate side. So you know, we did swing south. You know what? We are pretty close to the Union. So I like to think that it's a healthy blend.
It's the perfect amount of slaves and not slaves.
Yeah.
Were you ever pulled into the Backstreet Boys black hole?
That was just you, Don.
No,
you're the only little boy who was pulled into the Backstreet Boys black hole.
They sold those toys at Burger King way too long for it to just have been me.
That's because all the girls got them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the legitimate girl toy. And the other one was like, dude, Burger King had the fucking... I wasn't even that big of a Pokemon fan, but the Pokeballs that came with like the gold fucking slab of like the characters. Do you remember those?
Yeah, that was actually pretty legit. Yeah.
There was a time when fast food toys really like fucking ruled. Actually, like you could get Yu-Gi-Oh cards from McDonald's. At McDonald's, you could also used to like build the characters and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I think
Like the Inspector Gadget and stuff. And they'd be like, Mom, please, can we go by McDonald's? I don't have his left foot. And my mom would be like, are you fucking kidding me? And you'd have to like, she's like, hey, do you guys have the left foot? And be like, oh, do you guys have the left foot? And the guy at the drive-thru was just like,
Oh, you asked?
McDonald's was just straight up building fucking Exodus.
We were told it was I just had the impression it was impolite to ask, and my mom certainly never did.
Oh, we always asked.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
What kind of like very
bad
strictly
economics.
Protestant
yeah. Well, I mean,
household were you raised in?
That's what it was. My mom like kind of got away from that, but as a kid, like they were very afraid that if you had a household where you let your kids say "ain't," they're gonna grow up to be the kind of person that's.
Well, your dad had a fondness for the ping pong paddle to the arse too, right?
Right.
You really got. I'm amazed you turned out fairly normal, and I can only praise myself in that actually, because when I found you,
it does kind of sound like a Puritan kind of deal, like ping pong paddles.
No, but they really gradually. I think it was just when we were really young. It's parents not really knowing what the fuck you're doing, and you read like 30 books, and they all tell you to do something else, and you're just terrified that the brave new world with like the internet coming up and stuff, and now there's like these video games that are rated M and.
They're
like,
supposed to get that shit out on the first kid, though. Like, that's the way it goes.
I mean, they definitely did. But I was still the middle child. It'd be, Justin fucking coasted.
This podcast edited by Justin Gregor, by the way.
Which one? Or no, it was. Sorry, I'm still on the fast food thing. Did Burger King come out with a video game? Yeah, Sneak King, right, for the Xbox 360.
God, I have no idea.
No idea.
I feel like you guys probably enjoyed a different class of meal toy.
I just remember McDonald's being like, oh, McDonald's has some cool shit, but Sonic never had anything. I don't know if you guys ever had Sonic where you were at.
That's
Sonic
the shit one where you drive in, right, and you sit and wait.
Yeah,
they're on like rollerblades.
Yeah. And they would do this, but they also had the worst fucking ads. And they're still going. It would always be like these two guys the Sonic guys, and they're these two dudes who are always like, they're like pals, and they're sitting in the car, and they're like always ordering the new item, and it's like, as if you're supposed to just be like, oh, these are just these guys who just really enjoy Sonic. It just felt so odd. And I remember always thinking, like, what was the lore
I know what you're
saying.
Those were fucking excruciating. Because the one guy is just fucking retarded, but not like in a funny way, Just the guy with the sort of like short hair. He looks sort of like Toby from The Office. Without glasses.
Well, the whole thing was I just remember being like, what do you get? They would sit there and there'd be like multiple times where they'd be like hanging out and then it would like transition and it was nighttime. And I'm like, these guys, like, I wonder if this was them supposed to be like, oh, this is like a gay couple. Because I was like, at what point am I like, when are you going home? Like, even if it's your buddy, like, when the fuck are you going home? And not just eating copious amounts of like chili cheese dogs and drinking milkshakes, like. And I wondered that as a child. I'm like, are they gay or what's going on? Like, is this the gimmick? If they're gay, just say they're gay.
Just come out and say, hey, we're gay.
Just say
eat at Sonic's. Sonic.
At Sonic, we serve gay people.
Yeah, they would have been way ahead of their time.
I feel like if they would have made that campaign, they would have been fucking ostracized back in the day. But if they,
100%.
If they made that campaign now, though. And you could literally keep the same phrasing. I wonder how well it would do.
That campaign.
Well,
like if you go to look at McDonald's, they're like, we support gay people. We're like, okay, cool, but you sell burgers. That's your job.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's inherently annoying though when they're like, it's National Gay Appreciation Week or something like that, and we're giving away rainbow themed color like burgers. I don't give a fuck. It's just mostly whenever I'm like, don't try to like pull one on us of just like, because it feels like a joke. Like they're just like, look at these fucking gay idiots sitting out here eating corn dogs and they like it or something like that. And you're just like, what are you like? What's the gimmick here? What are you trying to tell me? Like, I don't know. And the progressive one, and whenever it started, when the social tide started to change, they should have had a commercial where they just like started making out in their car. And like started like
that's
actually
the whole
fucking,
commercial.
Yeah, they started fucking each other, and it's like Sonic stands with the gay community, and it's like they pay for like a full uninterrupted like 2-minute long ad, which would be like God knows how much money on fucking cable television.
Put it on the Super Bowl halftime.
Yeah, Sonic stands with all, and it's like they're just like fucking really hard and like putting milkshakes all over each other's backs and stuff like that. And it's like a voiceover guy's just, Sonic stands with the gay community. And it's like, this probably could have been done more tastefully.
It does
Sonic does get hard watching gay porn. It's like, what are you even trying to say?
It does seem like half the time it is that concept of just being like mega exploitive. They're like, hey, yeah, we're down with the queers as well.
Yeah, and like you're just like, well, I mean, did you have to say queers or like what's
yeah,
going
McDonald's?
on?
Why did you say queers like that? It's an odd language to choose.
Yeah, like a guy comes out like a big fucking sweaty dude, like a McDonald's pen, and he's just like, we at McDonald's support those queers and everything they do, and it's just like that seems a tad like that seems a bit of like an attack, if I'm being honest. I don't think you should say those queers because you make it so it's like them and us type deal.
Hunter, if you could like suck your own dick, would you?
Probably.
Yeah,
I probably would. Did we have this conversation recently?
Well, I wanted to bring Don into the fold because his torso is so long. I feel like he could scrunch himself up enough to actually suck his own dick.
I might have been able, but I can't. There's no way. And the reason I say that is my spinal surgery fused my spine. So yeah.
I've tried, dude. I've tried, but
well, no. I'm just thinking about it logistically now. Like the door is closed to me forever. So even if you talked me into it now, which you're about to try to do, I don't.
No. Your default position is no. You wouldn't suck your own dick if you could.
No. I think that what I think he's just said is that he's physically able. If his spine wasn't fucking Elmer glued together, he would be able to fucking contort his body and suck his dick, is what I think he said. But
I'm ashamed I never even tried, I'll never know.
I didn't try either, but to be fair, I've always been just like a ball of fat and like just hair. So I'm just like, it would just
be depressing.
Man, that should have been my last act before that surgery.
It would seriously just be like watching
You
like...
don't have to suck it, but just like get your head in.
So wait, you wouldn't if you could?
I feel like
Is it too gay for you?
Yeah, it's a little too gay.
Dude, I would totally blow myself.
I'm
you wouldn't be able to get me to do anything else.
I feel like
I would just be choking on my cock 24/7.
I feel like if you were able to suck your own dick, well, at least for me, if I sucked my own dick and I blew like a fucking fat load in my mouth, I would laugh so hard. I would be laughing, and then there would be like copious amounts of fucking cum and just like fucking
just coming out of your nose.
It like fucking shoots out my nose. But then also, I'd be afraid. I would be afraid because I feel like I'd have to be honest, and people would be like, "How'd you like it?" And I'd be like, "It wasn't bad, and cum didn't taste that bad either." I feel like I would lose a bit of myself in that deal of like.
I think every time you did it, you would lose a bit of yourself until you're just this husk who can only suck his own dick. What else is even left in life if you can do that?
I don't know if it became
forbidden.
If it became unknown
physically, that was
maybe that's why God said no to that.
No. Well, even from an evolutionary perspective,
torsos long. It's like we can't have them suck on their own dick.
Well, what isn't the thing like you're like one rib too many from being able to do it? Like if you had a rib
people
removed.
Can definitely do it. It's not impossible.
There's definitely people that can do it for sure.
Yeah. The lucky few, we're just not amongst them. I love it. It's almost biblical.
Well, maybe maybe it would have been more ubiquitous, but it just wrote itself out of evolution because obviously they're not, reproducing.
Yeah, you're telling me there was like these primates, these humans who like had the mutation to be able to suck their own dick, but they were so busy doing it, they didn't pass their genes on.
Yeah.
You're really coming at this from an evolutionary perspective. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think like the other problem is if you did a hunter and you sprayed it everywhere, like out of your mouth, it's then all over your clothes. I don't know about you guys, but my wife like does the laundry.
Oh, you wouldn't strip down? You just unzip and...
Oh, well, we established before, I like efficiency. I wouldn't. Yeah, okay. Wouldn't it feel like way weirder to get naked to do it?
I didn't say I would fucking spray out. It's not like I'm gonna like. I have so much cum in my mouth that I'm like.
That's literally exactly what you said.
No, I said.
No. It's like when him laughing, but his mouth is full.
Yeah,
and then it fucking hits your t-shirt, and now you've got to try and like burn it or hide it.
Yeah, but you could push your chin forward, or you could move out of the way.
Yeah, you think that now with your rational mind when you're not hungry.
All right,
for your
guys,
own cock.
fine. I've done it, and You can do it, dude. Cum is pretty easy to control with your mouth, all right?
Yeah, the truth is revealed.
Yeah.
I think you would be in such a frenzy you wouldn't be thinking right.
It's like catnip. It's like sucking your dick is like what cats do with catnip. You're like
It really would be, dude.
You're like rolling around and shit. You're like, oh, fuck.
And then when you fucking nut, you have the biggest post-nut depression and regret ever. Yeah, 100%. But then you do it again. I feel like it would be very similar to like heroin. You just feel like a piece of trash, but you just can't stop.
That's why I think you do in the shower, because you can wash all that away, all the shame.
All at
That'd be
once.
hard. That'd be hard.
I mean, no, you need a tub shower. So you're not having a bath, obviously, for obvious reasons, but you're in like the tub.
Wait, why is that
shower.
obvious?
Because
You're like drown yourself in a bath. Like,
well, yeah, first of all.
suck
Well,
your dick
the
and like
water
roll around
doesn't
in
need to
water.
be that high.
Yeah,
right?
but then you're also like basting yourself and your jizz.
Oh, so now you can't control where the jizz goes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how quickly this all unravels.
Your asshole water is inside your mouth while you're
Guys, if
sucking
we're
your
fucking
cock.
sucking our own dicks in the first place, I feel like we've gone past the parameters of good
No,
hygiene.
no.
should
There is
lick our assholes
always a
too.
line. There's always a line.
There's
There's a line. I will suck my own dick and I will come in my mouth, but I will not drink my poop water.
I'm not
That
saying you
is-
fucking guzzle it down like a big gulp.
Well, I think it just
I'm
happens.
just saying, you know, yeah.
Yeah, I think it would just happen. I think that, yeah. I think it would
Well, the
probably just happen.
showers may be a good shout too, because the hot water would relax all your muscles. Maybe less
Sort
risk
of
of an injury.
Limber you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Pull something.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
you do like a fucking handstand and like do the splits. You're like, I just sucked my dick. You're like all stretched out.
That's
You
right.
know, I'm looking at your guys' blank walls and I'm so ready for them to be filled up. But I will say that it made me think immediately of, I was on Twitch watching some streamers and I find that, I don't know what the fuck it is about like Call of Duty streamers or like other kind of streamers, but you know those like, you've ever been to IKEA and there's like those giant like royalty-free images that they sell in the picture section? Like towards the towards before you like go out into the warehouse, like where you have to like pick your shit up and then
you
like
mean the art that you can buy, the like canned art. Whenever you buy a painting, they like made the same painting 7,000 times. So it's
yeah,
like
or
the same,
even if it's like a photo of like a bridge or something, or like
Right.
yeah. I feel like every streamer has one of those like royalty-free fucking images of like, I was watching this one guy and he legitimately had like a stock photo image of the Golden Gate Bridge on his wall. And I was like, even if you have no taste, I feel like you would still be like, why would I hang that up on my wall? Like,
Well,
even if you're from San Francisco, like, can't you show like, oh, I have a Giants? Like, it's just so odd to me of like, oh, yep, I got that IKEA. Doesn't it look dope? I'm from San Francisco. It's really cool. Like, that's me. Like, that's my home. It's just, it seems so stupid.
Well, I think all you're seeing is like with the democratization of like the ability to stream and stuff, you're just seeing how bland the average person is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fully on display. You're really like, it used to be you walk into a house, you see those like live, laugh, love things, and you're like, oh, you fucking vanilla bitch.
Yeah, you're like,
you
well,
dumb bitch.
that's
But now
a
it's
bad
like
sign.
broadcast all over the internet. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're just seeing the baseline of humanity.
It's like, to me, it was just, I was just like, really? Because I went to like, I swear, like 6 different streams, and they all had like just super fucking like royalty-free looking images on their wall of like famous locations. And it really does make you feel like people are just so fucking, they have no taste and they're just stupid. Why
They're
would
template people.
Why would any American man have a picture of the Eiffel Tower in like a black and white photo hanging in his bedroom? Even if you're gay. Even if you're gay.
Even if you're gay. He's trying to get laid, dude. He wants those women to see he's so cultured.
How does
I
that
love
equate
the
to-
Eiffel Tower. Oh my God, France. It's beautiful. I'm going to suck your cock now.
He's a gentleman.
Actually, that same
streamer.
that photo of him is like he has a selfie with that picture on his Tinder profile.
Yeah.
He's like, and it just says culture at the bottom of it. Cultured.
Oh my God, so hot.
Oh my god,
Have you
he's
been?
cultured.
Have you been to Paris? Have you even left the
No.
country? You've probably not even left your state.
I've been. Well, first off, I've lived in fucking. I feel like half the states in this country, and then also, I've only been to Canada, which is
Okay,
like
yeah,
if you-
doesn't
if you-
count as leaving the
if you can
country.
even count. Yeah,
No,
no,
it
I've never been.
doesn't.
I've never been overseas or anything though.
That's
Too
like
busy.
me saying I've been to Scotland. It just doesn't fucking count.
Well, that to American, that sounds like it'd probably be pretty far away, even though it's attached to the same rock. But I would still say, wow, Scotland, that's cool.
Yeah, I just disagree. Not to this American. I am very, ignorant.
It'd be like me saying I went to Wales.
Well, that would sound further away. Wales, like to an American, Wales is kind of like a made-up place. Like it seems
It's a made-up place to English people too. Might as well not exist. There's
I imagine it is like the island of misfit toys. It's like off the mainland, and you have to
dude,
go.
they sound like misfit toys too. If you've ever heard Welsh people speak, it's the most unintentionally hilarious shit ever. Their voice is so stupid. Mm-hmm. Wales, I'm from Wales. It's like that. They don't say Wales, it's Wales.
I'm from Wales.
I'm amazed they've managed to reproduce it all.
Why? What is the story with them? Why? Like,
what's the story of Wales?
I mean, with Ireland,
basically, right?
They're kind of like they are the island of misfit toys, like away from it, and then Scotland, they're like the weirdos in kilts that are above you, right? But Wales, they just seem like you, but like even more colorless, if that makes sense.
Even more colorless.
Yeah, just like kind of like dull.
You lack color, Tom.
They're
wearing like muted colored knit sweaters and they're drinking tea and there's like no color in their apartment.
Welsh people, man, they're silly. They're like fun-loving hill people. They're happy-go-lucky, fuck sheep, that kind of vibe. That's like that whole deal.
The sheep fuckers, yeah.
Well,
see, we probably conflate those with the Scottish because we just
the Scots don't fuck sheep.
Okay,
they fuck Scots, which is way worse.
I think I still stand by it. If there's any Scottish women, which it doesn't matter because I'm a married man, so stay the fuck away from me. But I will say that I do think that I think Scottish accents are sexy.
They are not fucking sexy, dude. They're right next to Australian women as the least sexy fucking accent in the world.
My girlfriend's
Why don't you put it in my fucking cunt? Yeah, that feels real good. That'd make me hard. Are you fucking like stonking right now?
I'd probably be like, hey, put your heels back on and step on my balls and shit. Yeah, I'd be like, that'd be. She's like, you like it? They're cracking like little nuts or whatever, and I'd be like, yes.
I'd say yes, sir.
That was Australian.
No, I thought he was doing Scottish.
No, that was Australian.
Oh, well, fuck me.
Yeah, either way, even I feel there could be a sexy Australian chick too. Female Crocodile Dundee. Yeah.
The women are sexy, sure, but the accent is not.
Yeah, but with the accent though, that's what I'm saying. Is like I feel like I would enjoy the pair.
Even with like, I always think of 13 Reasons Why. You ever watch 13 Reasons Why?
My wife was watching it, and it just looks so fucking stupid. I thought it was a high schooler show. Is it not?
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it about a high schooler who kills herself? And it's just like, why I did it? And I'm like, probably because you're a fucking like you were bullied and all this other stuff. But I'm like, it felt odd. I was like, and apparently you. It seems such an odd subject matter for like of somebody who isn't in high school to care about.
The first season is pretty good. Well, I mean, I think you just like remember, just like, we were talking about Pen 15, you remember middle school. I think you remember high school. Like it is, it's very melodramatic, but
were you the school rapist? Is that where this is going?
Nobody,
related.
I'm talking about season 1. Oh, I guess there was rape in season 1, wasn't there?
So don't pretend that you don't know.
Actually, I don't know. Well, I was going to say...
I was going to pivot to saying that I was attracted to the girl that got raped. I don't know. She just like, you really empathize with her because
she was just helpless and it was cool. She was crying.
She was helpless and she got raped and then she killed herself and I was just into all
really...
that. But she does a very convincing American accent, and then because they put that show out and all these teenagers started actually killing themselves, they did the like BTS stuff after each episode, and then they rolled her out.
Don't get raped and die.
Don't get raped and die. Don't get
fucking raped and die. Yeah, that's my advice to you kids.
She's got an Australian accent, and it was horrible. It was like...
Yeah, it really turned you off.
Yeah,
instantly. All that work the show did to get you hot for her.
And to make me empathize with her.
I guess,
okay. Kill yourself.
I'm in my defense, I guess the only thing I can think of, though, is like a girl that has had an Australian accent that was hot was in that terrible comedy movie, Hall Pass with Owen Wilson and Jason Sudeikis. There's a sexy Australian girl in that, and I always thought her accent was really, really hot with her, though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like you'd find like Indian accents hot as well. Like we're just gonna find all the worst accents, and they seem to make you rock hard.
And I'll tell you something why,
pretty
because
good.
every woman is beautiful. Justin, we need you don't need to. Also, Justin, maybe think about fucking bleeping Don's like, I thought the girl who got raped was pretty line.
Yeah,
To
that
me,
was something else. Don, you've had a real descent over the course of episodes.
I've got a very like
Yep,
soapy
it's-
taste in my mouth right now.
It's all just coming out, you know.
You need to start wearing fucking like tap out tees and shit.
Is that still a thing? Tap out tees?
No,
No,
I don't think so.
not
Probably
at
not as
all.
much.
Not at all. It's just.
I don't think
Yeah.
the buckle store is as popular as it used to be. That whole era of like the buckle era of
Hunter, this only happened in your area. We've
Yeah,
told you this before.
Nobody knows. What
No
you're
one
talking
else has the buckle store.
in the comments below. If you were a teenager in like 2011 or 10 or something like that, or 2010, fucking tell me if you know what buckle is. 'Cause
Describe.
Also,
it was
tell us
describe
where
what
you're
you're-
from.
Yeah. In the same thing. In the same comment.
I'm gonna say. I feel like okay. Yeah, you know what?
Let
us
the
know.
people decide, Hunter.
Let
you
us know.
fucking weirdo.
Let us know.
Why don't you describe it for the rest of the world so we can understand the point?
It was
you're
just the
making?
place where you could buy affliction t-shirts and tap out stuff and fucking crossed embedded jeans because Jersey Shore. It was the Jersey Shore store at the time, basically. It was like where you could, if you wanted to look like a Guido, you would go there, and that's what the style was.
I don't remember it. Maybe I was just shielded from it.
Yeah, your Protestant family.
We don't go in there.
We're not
because,
Guidos. I'm not raising Guidos in this house.
Because I know Don probably shopped at like American Eagle, or like Hollister.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, an old
Or something, and then he thought he was going to be edgy, so he went over to PacSun and bought himself like a fucking, like a Valcom or like a Fox hoodie or something like that. And he's like, "Oh, sometimes I ride on the weekends," and people were like, "Okay." And then, is that what happened? Be honest.
Dude, I don't even know the names you're saying. Or do you mean Volcom? Isn't it Volcom?
Somebody same
Wasn't that
thing.
wasn't that like a skateboard brand or something? I was
Yeah, I think
definitely a
that-
poser skateboarder. I never actually learned to skateboard until after college and everything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I wasn't a Hollister kid. I wasn't cool enough.
Well, the whole thing was the only reason I'm even bringing all these up is that because these are all like the shopping district things, all right? If you have like an outdoor shopping district or like a mall, these are all the stores that are just in the mall. So it's like they all kind of trickle together, but usually it's like people stop at like Hot Topic. Usually there's a barrier of like if you're shopping at like American Eagle, you're not shopping at like Hot Topic or Spencer Gifts or some shit for clothes or something.
Yeah, it's a difference. I think I would have fallen into the latter category more than the former. But I wasn't really ever like a Hot Topic person either. I didn't wear like chains and all that shit. I just like
No, I don't think you had to do.
know.
I guess it was just more so like it was band T-shirts. and stuff,
yeah,
and-
band t-shirts, and I had my Vans, and I had those every time you bought like shorts as a kid, you got one of those stupid belts. Remember those with those like 2-ring belts?
Oh
that
my
never
God.
actually-
I hate those.
You're one of those
Yeah.
kids.
Well, I didn't have a choice. It's just what my mommy bought me.
I will say,
Don,
I will say, Don,
pants.
I feel like you're definitely a person that you follow the trends of fashion.
I think I'm one of those kids that like tried but failed.
I think he's talking about now as well. I don't think he's like relegating.
I just
this to
think,
the
I think
past.
as an effect, I just think that you follow the trends of fashion, which isn't a bad thing. I just think that's something that you
Sounds
do.
like a bad thing though, doesn't it, Hunter?
Not really.
When you say it, you're
No.
like you follow the trends, trendy
No.
boy.
No, I think he always looks very dapper and good. I mean, I think it's good.
Thanks,
I just
man.
could never
It's-
see. I could never
That's
see
full for his-
myself doing it.
It's
Now,
effortless.
do you hear that?
It's effortless.
Do you hear that? Can you imagine me wearing what Don wears? So it just wouldn't work. I wish I could. I wish I could look like a nice, clean man instead of look gruffy and gross. And that's
I
kind
think
of
you
that is my aesthetic.
I think you
Is-
lucked out finding metal because I think otherwise you would have wore like Timberlands and like a Gap hoodie, and that would have been your aesthetic. I think you got
Timberlands and a
lucky
Gap
that you found like a fashion that's perfectly aligned to what you look like.
Mm.
I really like that working man clothes is popular right now, like Carhartt, because I really like Carhartt stuff, and it's fashionable to wear stuff like that right now.
I have no idea what that is.
Carhartt. I don't know what Carhartt is.
Carhartt? You don't know what Carhartt is?
No.
No, neither do I.
It's just like a working man's shirt and stuff. It's like a
Neither
clothing
me
line
nor
for-
Tom are aware of the working man.
Yeah, who the
fashions.
fuck do you think you're talking to?
I forgot I am talking to fucking little babies, little.
No,
little
you're talking to the
children.
fucking elites, Hunter. We are so far above your working man bullshit. But we're not aware of it. It's
the
not even our
viewers-
stratosphere.
Well, I know that the viewers can stand by me. Then this is my political campaign.
the
to be
the
most
viewers are
popular member
also
of this
the elite.
podcast.
You're
Hey,
just this
there's
worm.
No,
some
no,
kinda
no,
cool
no.
jackets, some
I
kinda
am the
good-
working man who ascended, and I'm like fighting for the working man in the elite status.
You're fucking communist. That's what you're saying. That's what I'm hearing.
No, I'm an angel. I'm a guardian angel. I'm going to give myself the title of guardian angel. Luckily, and I can do that. I have the power. I'm a saint.
What would your saint power be, Hunter? If you were
This is just a
saint?
variation of if you had a superpower, what would it be?
No. Well, the thing with saints is that they don't just have superpowers; they perform miracles. So, and
Which is a superpower.
well, but they only generally do it once. So what would the miracle?
What's
be?
your one and done superpower?
Yeah.
I would say my biggest one is I would bless people with my presence.
I hate you so much.
I would be like, hey, I'm here and you have my time. Let's chat.
You're fucking.
And that for people, no, not even that. I don't want to listen to your problems necessarily. It's just if you wanted to chat with somebody for a second, you could talk to me, and you would be lucky enough to be able to chat with me.
There goes Saint Hunter August, the Hancock.
And I fly away on my angel wings. Ah, the most down to earth, humble of angels. Well, boys, let me ask you. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. The end of the year is coming up. We're already. I feel like such an old person because I find myself saying this more and more. I'm like, oh my god, it's already almost the end of November. That time is flying by, but it really is. And I'm like, I got one tune left for the rest of the year, and I'm trying to wrap my head around that. How are you guys in the distant? How are you planning on finishing this year out for 2020? Because I gotta tell you, this 2020 has been pretty good to you guys. I feel like it's been a nice, pretty big renaissance. Would you say?
I would say, but I would like to hear you say more. Tell us how great of a renaissance this has been for us.
I'm not going to suck your dick by any means.
Well, I can't suck my own dick, so maybe you can help a boy out.
We don't really have any plans, do we?
Yeah, we do.
You stole our recap ideas. We're not doing that.
I don't know if we invented a recap rewind.
We invented the rewind.
I don't think we invented the YouTube
invented the
rewind.
animation
You guys were doing a
rewinds,
recap?
and we never did it, and now we told Hunter about it, and now he's doing it, and now we're not going to do it. And
This
This
is the
all
same
seems-
nonsense you said
this-
about Mashed.
This seems
You're like,
very.
"Man,
this
we
seems-
did we had the rewind idea, and now
then
Mashed has done a
we
rewind.
told them about it, and then they did
That-
it, and then we didn't do it.
I don't think we have
And
a
that was-
copyright
and
claim
that
on
was- that
rewind.
was last year, and the
I can
trend
tell you,
just
I did not
continues.
even know.
The trend just continues.
I had no idea that you were even going to do that because I thought that would be below you guys.
Below us? Does
Yeah.
anything seem below us, Hunter?
Yeah, all the time. You present yourselves as if you're like caviar and the rest of the world is like a fucking bowl of macaroni and cheese. That's how you look at it.
Dude, we literally
Can
spent
you
a year
say that's
making I got deported videos that had no
yeah,
truth
but you
in
know
them.
what? Those are all very sweet and charming. And now because you guys are back on top, you're riding free again. Now you're cynical pieces of shit again, and you don't have the fun, whimsical, positive
The
attitude.
fun,
that I
whimsical,
that I wanted
positive
you to have.
thing was just as cynical, Hunter. It was all a fucking charade.
It was
When I first talked to Tom, I was disappointed.
Toothpaste, the enthusiasm that was in those videos. I
It
think
was
you
a
could
charade.
see the sadness in my eyes for sure. You go back.
Look at, yeah, if you look at
Your
Don.
glassy eyes, just holding back all these tears. They're just shaking and.
The plan is
I'm going to drink a quarter cup of coffee so I don't get addicted. And you just run to the bathroom and cry real quick. I'll have the whole pot.
It'll make me cry about it today. Every time we talk about it.
Oh, I've bookmarked that video. I bookmarked it.
of course you have.
And I'll tell you another thing I've done is I went back through it. I was rewatching just rewatching a lot of them, and they were really fun. The first the Furry Apocalypse video, the behind the scenes of that, those flowed really, really well. And I was like, because I think even after I was done watching it, I was laughing, and I remember I think I even messaged Tom and was like, you guys have to bring this back. It's really funny.
Well, it would be good to do more live action shit, but the plan is to close out the year is 3 more cartoons, fucking cash in on those sweet mobile games, and kick it all back off again in January, basically. We're just now
so
hitting...
really as if the there is no end of year. It's just
Perpetual,
the same
Well,
thing.
I guess
Some
the
might
whole
say
thing is-
time is a meme, Hunter.
Well, I guess the whole thing is, what I was going to say is like, at least like people plan towards like breaks, right? Like right now I'm planning towards my break. I just didn't know if you guys had a break coming up.
We'll
at all.
stop for
But I guess you've
Christmas,
already kind of had your break so far.
Well, we'll stop a bit for Christmas, but like, I don't know, it just feels insubstantial, doesn't it? It feels like non-existent.
It's not a real break. It's going to be like 3 days, 2 days.
Oh no, it'll be longer than that.
I don't
Maybe
know.
a week.
So we'll see how
You guys gotta
December pans out, you know.
You gotta plan something to where it's like where you can get something done to where like stuff will still be happening while you're on your break. You know what I mean? So there isn't that lull in your channel. Well,
Who
that's
do
what
you
I tried
think
to
we
do.
are? You think we have that cognitive ability? You fool.
I don't know. I hope.
We do not.
Well, anyways, I thought it was nice.
What was nice? The BTSs or your own end of.
No, the BTSs, of course. Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Why don't you do
say
some
just-
BTSs if they're so great?
Yeah, what happened?
You know, I tried. I just don't think I'm good at it. You know.
Well, neither are
I
we,
think that-
and that's why we stopped. It's like,
No,
it's
I
because it
disagree.
takes.
Our videos are pretty good.
The videos
Yeah,
are
the
good,
videos
but we
are-
were not good at it in that like it was slowing everything else down and making everything else impossible.
Well, that also becomes a problem as well because it is literally its own production in general too, and
Yeah, the
I
time.
feel like if maybe if you had like a friend that was like your editor and maybe like camera person, it'd be like way funner to do. I would love to have something like that. Of like, I always see so many YouTubers have like a camera guy and like he just like walks around with them and does shit. And I was like, it'd be cool to have like a guy come over for like a couple days of the week and just film some bullshit and then like cut it together and make something nice.
the key
But
is like
having to do
another.
it myself right now, I have no will. I have no strength.
Well, the key is another editor, but like those behind the scenes videos would take me and Don like working on different sections of the video to get them done. Whereas now Don
Right.
basically can entirely focus on animation, and then I obviously am doing like the adverts and shit. So, what
Right.
do you want, people? You want more cartoons and adverts, or do you want some behind the scenes that none of you watched? 'Cause that's the choice.
Well, the thing is, I wonder how well the behind the scenes thing would do now that you're actually posting more cartoons.
That's a good point.
We're in the shop.
That is a good
We're
point.
in the shop, everyone.
We are.
Abort! We're in the shop.
Hey, here's the thing. If you guys like shop talk in the comments, let me know too, because I love talking shop and I think it's fucking interesting because our viewers are here because they're interested in the shop.
We can start.
The shop is what brought
How
him
about
here.
this? We can start we can talk all the shop you want when you move here, and we'll start our shop talk.
Yeah,
podcast.
please go.
Yeah,
please
yeah,
just
fucking
do that.
right.
We'll do it.
Get
in
it out of
the,
your fucking system.
We'll do it in the woodworking shop, like you said, and it'll be adorable.
I think that's actually a great idea. Me and Don in his wood shop talking shop, and we'll call it talking shop.
But the caveat is that you can no longer even utter anything to do with
Anything.
shop in Cream Crew.
Right? Yeah.
Oh well, I disagree. No,
expunge.
my shop talk will go across the lands, as it were. I will talk shop any goddamn place I feel like it. I'll go to a funeral for somebody. I didn't want to cause some bad juju there. I'll go to a funeral and I will talk shop to the pastor. I will talk shop where I please.
That's the thing about tweens, father.
You never understood it, but man, I made the best goddamn mouth pack you've ever seen in your life, Father. I really did. He's like, what?
Is that how you feel?
What does that mean?
Is that how you feel about the Magic School Bus thing? That was pretty impressive. It's pretty great.
Do you know what Don said earlier to me, Hunter? He
What'd he
goes,
say?
he's like, "Did you like Hunter's new cartoon?" I said, "Yeah, I liked it." He goes, "I wrote the whole thing."
The whole thing.
He just says, "I wrote it,"
Yep. I didn't.
and
get
I was
any-
like, "Okay."
You know,
Yeah, I liked
I checked the description. I didn't see a shout out. I didn't see any credit. You know, it's basically a Dawn from Flash Kids cartoon.
What
Don
the fuck are you
production.
on? What the fuck are you on? To be fucking taking any kind of credit for that bullshit, dude. God. This is the same shit you did whenever you helped me do a story breakdown for my first Monster Lab episode 2.
Well, at least you're admitting it now.
Well, I helped you make it fucking right. I'm like, I mean,
Did
you
I
helped me
ever
break
do
it.
anything like that? I can't remember.
You helped me do like a story circle. Or
Oh
something.
yeah,
or
yeah,
no,
yeah,
maybe it was
yeah,
the
that's
first.
right. Oh
what
no,
was the- yeah,
I was
it was-
just
it was
but I was just salty because you didn't share the script with me after. You just sent it to Tom.
Oh,
I
well, dude,
workshopped
you know
it.
how
I
hard it
never
is
got to
to
see
just.
it.
You know
I
how
still
hard it is to
haven't
get a
seen
hold
it.
of
I
you,
don't even know
Don.
what happens in that
You know how
episode.
hard it is to get a hold of you, Don.
That's
You know
true.
how many times? You know when I want to get a hold of you.
I won't accept
When I want to,
this.
no, when
I've
I
been
want to get
better.
a hold of you, I will message Tom and I will say, "Is Don at his desk?"
Guess
Do
what?
I do that?
Yeah, Tom has closed the
I have
connection
cut
service.
people off. Literally, within the last like week, I literally said to people, because let me lay the fucking land for people here. For the past 3 years that I've been in America, everyone has figured out Don's friends, Don's family, every other person, his fucking like repo agent who wants to collect his car, comes to me because I am the only person that picks up their phone. Don does not. So I've become a fucking switchboard secretary for this cunt.
Yeah.
And literally I was like, no more.
Don walks in and he's like, any calls to you?
Basically, it's not too far. So like, I'm done.
He put me on notice. He quit.
I did. I said, Don, I'm not passing on a single message to you
Packed
anymore.
up his desk.
I said to Justin, the fabled editor of this podcast, I was like, look, man, I'm sorry to be a cunt about this, but no more. I'm just not doing it. Your fucking mum, your dad, your brother, Hunter, every person.
That has to be a fucking wake-up call.
They think it's kind of cute because you're like, hello, Gregor connection.
I literally started saying, hello, Gregor Switchboard, who can I connect you to? I literally started saying that, and that was supposed to be the signal.
I try to make it just a. I try to make it just a message because I feel annoying even asking. I feel like a fucking douche. Because then also just feels like, hey, I don't want to talk to you. I need.
Well, that's what it is. I've become this postman, this intermediary. They're like, hey, Tom, don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to Don. And it's like, that's cool. So fucking talk to Don. Don't talk to me. And you're on notice too, mister. Let this be the official statement. You want Don, you fucking find him.
I agree. I agree with this stance.
Good.
I just think that there needs to be some kind of punishment for Donald. Then.
The punishment is like no one being able to get in contact with him and him missing important things. Well, I would agree.
He cares.
I suppose.
So if anything, it's a gift.
Been getting better.
It's true. He has been messaging me a little bit.
You sound like the fucking husband who beats his wife.
I've
been working on it. Yeah, okay. Let's see how long it lasts.
I am working on it.
I've cut down my drinking.
Yeah, exactly. And in a couple months you'll be right back where you started.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, we will.
Hopefully not.
We'll see.
Hopefully not.
I won't even know about it, which is great.
No, you won't. Yeah.
I mean, I will because I message you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how fucking annoying it is to message him, see him looking at his phone, and realize he's still not messaging me back?
You haven't owned up to it, but I do think you were getting back at me. I think I caught you.
Right.
The last few days.
So I missed 2 messages from Don over the course of a 10-year relationship.
Days, and I was like,
10 years, and I've answered almost every message within like 2 minutes.
That would be pretty
crafty. I missed 2, and Don's like,
I feel like you're doing this to send me a message.
That would be pretty crafty if that's what Tom was up to. He was.
Do you guys feel like? Have you guys ever had a fight before?
Not really. I mean, what's a fight? Let's lay the parameters.
Like an actual heated argument or something of being like, fuck you, well, you know what I mean? Like an actual heated argument.
I got kind of
off?
salty once.
There was a single time that you yelled at me, like actually yelled at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can remember just one.
Yeah.
Over 10 years, that's not bad.
One argument in like 10 years is crazy.
No, I mean we argue all the time, but we keep it a messenger because.
Oh, see, I can't do that. I can't.
It's
especially
so
if the
much better,
person's
man.
there.
Well, you have the thing. It sounds really gay and like passive, but I think the benefit is it gives you a second to think. And even though you rage text sometimes, like there's still that buffer that I think just has facilitated us.
Well, the reason I like it is because
person-
things are written in text and you can reference them.
Right.
You could be like, this is what was actually said.
Right.
Instead of just like, well, I said this. It's like, did you? Like, did you not?
Yeah,
Because then you're just relying on memory.
No, I mean, I feel that. And I mean, to be fair, you guys are also working in your. I wonder how it was. Was this thing that happened? Was it while you two were living together, or was it across?
When we were living together.
Yeah, it was face to face.
Yeah, that wasn't like Tom shouted
early?
at me in cap locks.
Yeah.
How well, I didn't know if it was over like Discord or so, who knows.
No, it was
Skype or something.
Much.
It really was like nothing too, but it's funny it sticks out, because it was literally the one time like, ooh, he shouted at me.
Because I've never shouted before.
Yeah, I don't know. I think with any partnership, there's definitely ebbs and flows. Or like I don't know, like the power dynamics and shit must feel weird sometimes. It's not like you guys. I don't think anybody is like trying to like well, I guess like in a comedic way or whatever, or to win like the petty arguments. You are trying to one up each other, but I think that like inherently you both have the same goal and vision, which I think is good. But I just still feel like there would be always some kind of like weird tension sometimes, and I think impressive that you guys have been doing this shit for so long, because I think it'd be hard. I fantasize about having a partner, but I feel like inevitably I feel like maybe I've been doing this for too long now to where it would be hard to have like a straight 50-50 partner. It's in like the stuff that I do.
I don't think it would work if Don and I weren't basically personality-wise almost exactly how we are.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that either of us couldn't have like better traits that would make it work easier, but I think the core component of it is that like we're both kind of analytical in some respect and can just kind of like say, this is a problem, what kind of solutions can we figure out for it, and just like talk about it in a very like logical manner. Like I feel like if either one of us was more emotional, it would just fucking like crumble.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's obviously like emotional responses and stuff, like you're human, but at the end of it all, it just comes down to like black and white on paper, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense.
There's just a golden agreement to agree to logic, you know. And if you always have like facts to fall back on, then you can kind of get to the bottom of stuff. If both people agree to get past emotions and all that, and you know, that's how every argument invariably shakes out. There's never anything that's like left up in the air because of anger or something, because it's just about facts.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I feel like sometimes I'm just a petty piece of shit then, or like overly emotional, and I will hold on to that shit forever. Until the emotion does get the best of me. It's hard for me to like be like something happens and like we go into the workroom or something and someone's like, yeah, so are you gonna start on that file? And I'll be like, why don't you go fuck yourself?
Well, that's the funny thing about Tom though is like it's taken knowing you this long to get used to it, but just how infuriating you say things because of how blunt they are.
Right.
And it just comes with like accepting like, well, he doesn't realize how like infuriating that was or how blunt that was, you know?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, he's literally just stating a fact, but like you're used to dealing with other people that say something and it's like, to say it like that is very loaded. Like
it's fighting words.
Yeah, exactly.
I really don't mean it either. Like I don't. When I'm like this, and this, it just seems like the most.
I just don't think you have. I don't think you have the social. I mean, you've said stuff to me where I'm just like, I'm like, you're a fucking social parasite. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you if you're drunk. You're just like, yeah. I mean, I know it's like really fucking bad, isn't it? And you're just like what? Like you know, like in regards or whatever. You're just very blunt and to the point, which is helpful, but at the same time, it can be very destructive. I think for people. Who aren't in that mindset right now.
Well, I think like most people are not like the way I am, just socially, like you're saying, right? So it's kind of I should be the one who fits in more because everyone else communicates that way already. So like to get by as a human, I should. However, like
I don't even.
For me to the thing I run into right is I have a way to say something and there might be no like malicious intent behind it, but if I try and think of like a really soft, like nice way to say something, A, it takes me like a really long time, and B, like I would say 70% of the time it sounds just as bad.
You know, and I don't think that it's like I don't think that like I would even ask you. I don't think it would be unreasonable to ask somebody to change it. I just think it's like you have to grow, let that person grow on you. Like if somebody writes you off right away, like I don't think that they realize that it's like there is somehow a very retarded way of you being kind in how you do these things and shit. And I honestly think that with anybody though, I think that it's good to have somebody like that though going on in your like in your social circle that doesn't sugarcoat shit all the time. Because some of my friends, I feel like they sugarcoat a lot of stuff, and I feel like it isn't helpful, and I feel like I can like see past that, and I'm just like, I need you to just tell me what you think, type deal, you know?
See, but everyone fucking says that, but then you do, and then they get like upset about it.
Well, sometimes you just want to attaboy sometimes. You know?
then don't come to the don't come to me.
Don't come to you, yeah.
But that's the thing, when I do attaboy, it's so much more special too. Because it's honest and true, and you know it's not bullshit.
It's almost, yeah, but at the same time, it's almost unbelievable.
I'm like, oh, Tom's just, he wants something. What does he want?
Yeah, or that or half the time whenever you never have a deal of like, yeah, like, nice. It's always like you're fucking exhausted, like this, like having to say something like, you're like, yeah, it's good. Yeah, man, I liked it. I liked it a lot. And I'm like, thank you so, that was like eruptive. Thank you so much for that emotion. And then if something's bad, it's like, yeah, I think it's shit. I think it's real bad. Like all this stuff,
the energy,
really
the energy, the energy.
It's
delivering
like,
bad news.
I am fueled. I just
rub my hands. I'm like, yeah, let me tear this one a fucking new one.